What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, on today's video will be basically one of the most interesting because I will answer to the comments that you wrote under my previous video. And I have to admit that, well, it is quite interesting to see, but a lot of people still think that I'm a paid shill, and I'm here to promote the side of the wrongdoers. And on top of that, guys, you think that the wrongdoers are the entities who potentially shorted MMTLP shares back in December of and November of 2022. But believe me, you are wrong. And the most recent lawsuits and the most recent facts well, can open your eyes, but if you don't want to read these lawsuits, you will not change your mind. And believe me, guys, I don't have any payments from anyone in order to prove or disprove any theories at all. I do it just to help MMTLP community to solve the problem. And to be honest, it doesn't matter what will be the resolution, because I am not an MMTLP shareholder and never was. Watch the video, and you can find the link to this video in the very first, well, in the description, and it is pretty much the first or the second link. And this video I published back in December the 7th of 2022, right before the threshold was implemented. And guys, let me show you some comments. For example, Maximus Muleti wrote this: I can't recall the asset, but the MACD and RSI were primed to explode. The fact that they could only drop it to $2.9, a higher low, was very bullish. So let me show you how you can recall all these assets. If you type in Google search bar MMTLP price history, here is the very first link of MetaMaterials preferred stock price history on investing.com. And here is this link in detail. I already added to this price chart RSI and MACD, and as you can see, it is a real price chart. It is not a screenshot. You can take a look and make it bigger or smaller. It doesn't matter. But tell me, where did you see any of bull signs? MACD on a daily time frame, or not MACD, but RSI on a daily time frame was pointing down, and we didn't have any type of bullish divergence. MACD also showed us extremely high bearish pressure. On top of that, the most recent price action of last 2 days was extremely bearish. We had the highest volume ever for the last several months with the bearish pressure right before it hit the price of $2.9. And to be honest, guys, the only squeeze that happened to the stock happened between let me show you right here, the end of September. You can find the date right here, end of September, and to its highest point. Wait a second, I will show you how much it could take. So it was a movement for more than 645% that took 53 days to happen. And guys, just try to answer who shorted this stock when the price of this asset went higher for more than 645%. This was just a pump and dump scheme, and this was the pump, this was the dump. We didn't have any shorts that wasn't covered during these days, because it was a pure losses for them. And instead of waiting for a much higher squeeze, guys, how much did you expect this asset might hit? 1,000%, 10,000%, or 100,000%? Well, I have to admit that if you rely on the short squeeze alone, well, it was very risky, and it was some kind of gambling. It was a lottery, and you've lost this lottery. The only people that I want to help are the people who was original TRCH and MMTLP investors, because they didn't rely on the short squeeze. They did rely on the assets, on the oil and gas assets, and they expected to see the growth in their portfolio. But instead of this, they were fooled. They were deceived, and that is why I'm here to help you. And to be honest, it doesn't matter from what side you will see the resolution. The only fact that I want to show you is that we have to see the resolution, and we have to have a total justice. And with the most recent update that was made by Daniel Oxer, you can see that you were fooled by the board of directors, and we have a lot of evidence of this. So let me show you other comments on my comment section. Can you prove that there was no large share imbalance, that there were no substantial naked shorts which excited built up over the years since Torchlight? Please show me your evidence. If this worthless company existed, why the U3 halt? So I have to admit that I don't need to prove you anything, because first of all, if you think that there is a huge share imbalance, show me this. Where is the data that your opinion is based on? You don't have this data. You have just an assumption and the rumors. The only thing that we know for sure is that TradeStation admitted that they cannot find the shares. But for some opinion of the people inside MMTLP community, it was just a technical issue that is not related to the short seller's position. If you have other information, prove this, and you can prove it in court. Guys, I'm not a part of this story. I didn't have and never had the MMTLP shares, and I wasn't trapped in this story. My win rate is quite high. I am a trader, and that is why I saw the problems of this entire story back in December, and I pointed to these problems at least twice. First of all, when the TRCH and MMAT merger happened, I showed you that you have to close your position 2 days before the filing date. 2 days before, I believe it was somewhere in the beginning of 2021. And I saved a lot of money of potential investors in MMTLP. The second time that I published another video on December the 7th, where I made a clear warning for you that if you don't want to be trapped in this story, just close your position even with the losses. And I clearly saw the potential bearish pressure that could continue, and that could be quite substantial losses for any of shareholders. Let me show you another. So too late to cancel proves it squeezed. It doesn't prove anything. First of all, we have these too late to cancel orders, and I covered this in multiple of my previous videos. We have these orders only from one broker dealer, and we have 105 of them. Guys, how do you think that only one broker dealer has this type of issue and none of other have the same orders? It doesn't make sense. This leads me to the conclusion that it was something technical. Again, it was just several issues with the particular shareholders, and we don't know the explanation. And this is the shady part, because I prefer to see the explanation from the broker dealer itself. But what do you think? Do I need to file a lawsuit and to sue this broker dealer in order to receive this answer? Or this is you, the MMTLP shareholders, should do this? Who should do these things? I think the answer is obvious. I'm here only to show you the most unbiased position, and if you don't like my position, guys, I don't care about this story itself. I care about the people who lost the money and who wanted to see the growth in their portfolio because of the intrinsic value of the company, not because of the short squeeze itself, because short squeeze is a gamble, and the majority of people, unfortunately, they lose their money during these short squeezes. So, next comment. Are we supposed to believe you? I have always questioned your loyalty to MMTLP. I think the MMTLP community now has the answer to your involvement. Thanks, but no thanks. Okay, it's your opinion. You can rely on my point of view or not, but if you want to see the resolution, just file a lawsuit. You will not see any type, you will not have even a chance to see the resolution if you just post the tweets and any other well, if you make some statements, if you write the letters that are not leading you to the court, you will not have any chance to do it. So I can't believe people still watch these videos. Mostly just him plugging his BS Discord and personal story. LOL. Guys, let me show you quite interesting detail. This is the most recent post with the screenshots from my Discord group, and you can take a look at this and you can make your own conclusion. Is my activity in this group profitable for my community members? And you can read all of these statements, all of these articles, and you can see how many signals do I have, how many calls did I do for my people, for my students, and how profitable they are. I can show you that one of my students gained $150 with just one trade somewhere here. And yes, it is not the exception, it is just a matter of fact. So let me show you the next comment. You have been covering this and you say this quiz wasn't going to happen due to technical analysis. Come on, man, you know that it wasn't based on normal trading. It was based on the brokers following the law. Shorts cannot exist in a private company. I agree with this statement. Short cannot exist in the private company by itself. But if these shorts were transferred to the private company, if the company removed itself from the stock exchange, in this case, the shorts can exist in this company, and we have an evidence of this that was proven by FINRA itself. At least 2.65 shorts were confirmed by FINRA, but we don't have any confirmation that were mentioned by Greg McCabe or by John Burda. We don't have any evidence of this, and they are still trying to hide any information from you, from the shareholders. So we are unsubscribing and done with you. Okay, it's up to you. We already know we lied to. We are lied to 150 times a day. Unfortunately, yes. They feed you a fake news sheet sandwich and you stupidly takes a big bite and say how good it is. I don't want even to answer to this comment. Guys, take a look that I don't delete these comments. This person champions sitting car by posting these comments. Well, he shows that he's a professional, and to be honest, he's not the smartest guy, because he is trying to attack me, attack my personality, but not my opinion. So, but it was squeezing, wasn't it, till they sank it and halted trading? Isn't that the RICO case? Broker-dealers sank it, then FINRA halted trading as they were in it together. If it wasn't to be halted, they wouldn't have sunk it. Nice try, but your theory is a bit chicken and egg scenario. Guys, I still think that even in case of 2 additional days of trading, the price will not go any just a cent higher than the current price. I still believe that first of all, I have a lot of doubts that it will ever happen. And the second of all, I think the problem is not in the halt itself. The problem is in the process, in the actions that was the reason of this halt. And I don't think that the halt was initiated by the short squeeze, guys. In this case, we could definitely see this spike in price, and we don't have any signs of this spike from the technical standpoint. On top of that, guys, I want to show you another quite interesting fact. You can see the letter that was published just a couple of days ago allegedly by Greg McCabe and Next Bridge Hydrocarbons, and that was reposted by multiple community members. Junk Savvy also wrote this tweet, and she pointed to Happy and Positive for this letter. And guys, Happy and Positive also published this published this letter, but without any link to the source of this letter. And if you take a look at their at Next Bridge Hydrocarbons official website, you will not find this letter. The most recent one was published on August the 20th, and it is Next Bridge Hydrocarbons secures additional funding. It is the title of this letter. And take a look right here. Here is the letter itself, and potentially it is a fake letter, guys. Take a look right here. This is the sign of Photoshop, because the bottoms of these letters were cut off, and here is the most recent letter that was published on the right here on their official website, and we don't have any signs of the problem. We don't have any letter that well, we have much higher resolution first of all, and we don't have any problems with this logo. This means potentially this was another smoke and mirrors that were promoted by one part of the community, let's put it this way. On top of that, let me show you, CryptoFan6255 wrote this: Andy, you owe the community a huge apology. First of all, I don't owe the community anything, and especially a huge apology, because I'm not a part of this story. I'm just showing my position. And let me quote you further. The video you made today contradicted so many videos you made in the past. It was a short squeezing for thousands when they halted it. You have covered the $4,000 too late to cancel orders multiple times. How can you now say it couldn't squeeze? I told you from the technical standpoint that before the squeeze, let me show you this again on AMC price action. Here is the same daily time frame, and right before the squeeze, the stock was consolidating, and when basically the squeeze started, you can see it right here, the volume started to picking up, and the price was also higher and higher. But instead of moving higher, the most recent price for Next Bridge Hydrocarbons for metamaterial stock was lower and lower. And this is it is the pure evidence that short squeeze couldn't have happened. And in this case, guys, you can argue my position, but with more technical science. But I just show you the facts. And why didn't it happen? I have to admit that I have no idea, but I can clearly show you that it cannot happen at all. We had more bearish pressure. The previous movement was basically the squeeze, during which, by the way, a lot of insiders sold their shares, and they benefit out of your money that you invested in this company, and you were waiting for quite a while when the stock should go higher. But you decided to take a risk. You decided to stay with the private company, and for now, guys, you are trapped in this story, and you cannot do anything with your money. Unfortunately, it is the fact. On top of that, let me show you that Drew wrote this: they paid you off to sell out on MMTLP army. Well, let me show you another. I think that he's working for FINRA. Malin Arthur wrote disagreed. So, I have to admit that, guys, you think that I'm a paid shill. And guys, just tell me, who should pay me in order to promote my point of view? I told to my viewers that I still think that we have two parts who are guilty in this story. One part is the board of directors, and it is my honest point of view. The second part is authorities. Guys, do you think that I disagree with your point of view that authorities made their job extremely poorly? because they let this thing happen, and they just didn't do their job properly, and that is why a lot of people lost their money. I still think that FINRA and SEC are guilty in this case, but you prefer to not. You prefer to think that I was paid by authorities or by hedge funds. Guys, hedge funds want to hide this information and want to kick this can down the road in the most quiet and atmosphere, and they will not pay me by any means to make this daily, pretty much daily videos, and to say that hedge funds are also involved in this story. But the main problem is not here. Let me show you the next one. So this is the comment that I like the most. It is quite obvious. Thanks, Andy. A lot of these people don't want to believe they bought into a scam trying to win the lottery. You are just relying on information, and thank you so much for your consistent dedication to providing that information. And it is a very well said, because yes, the majority of people still think that I do the right job. But for example, CryptoFan, and I don't blame him for his point of view. I just want to show him that he is mistaken in this story. He wrote this: it wasn't halted because it was a scam. It was halted because it was already short squeezing for thousands mere seconds into trading. Andy has even made videos about the too late to cancel orders and suggested we should be paid $4,000 a share. You can't have it both ways. His comparison to AMC and GME didn't even make sense at all. So can you prove that my comparison with the AMC and GME didn't even make sense at all? If you can, just do it. If you can't, this is not an argument. So about too late to cancel orders, I already answered to this question. This is just 1 out of 105 broker dealers, and this is just several people. And to be honest, guys, I see and I saw a lot of screenshots from I believe it was TD Ameritrade, and one of the orders was $200,000, and it was real screenshot from the person who publicly admitted that this screenshot was made from his account, and I don't have any problems with this statement, but it is the only pretty much the only fact that we have this type of extremely high level of too late to cancel orders. I also saw a lot of photoshopped screenshots of the same, or let's say similar prices, but it doesn't mean that this is not just some kind of technical issue, because if it was the real short squeeze, we could definitely see it in the price. Guys, believe me, all the data is still available. You can find this information, and we didn't have any signs of just small spikes in its price right before the U3 halt. And believe me, FINRA doesn't have an authority, FINRA doesn't have even a power to remove this data from any of broker dealers and from the stock exchange in general. They have just the power to make some actions to protect investors, and in this case they did their job extremely poorly. That is why, guys, these too late to cancel orders are not the evidence of the short squeeze. So okay, let me show you further. So he responded to another person: have you not been following this story? No one knew at the time there might not be as much oil as they claimed. We already have internal memos from FINRA and the SEC just prior to the halt. Zero mention of scam, but they knew it was going to squeeze. It was already squeezing to thousands in the first few trades that morning, and that's why it was halted. It is a very, very misleading statement, and you are wrong. There was no mention of a scam until almost a year later. To be honest, I have to admit that some people pointed to this story as the potential pump and dump scheme, and you can find it by yourself. I don't want to show you the evidence, but if you want to be unbiased, you can find this information by yourself, and it is still in the internet. You can find it on different Twitter accounts from different people. So the land has already been leased again. Since then, you have no idea what you are talking about. Well, I have to say that I have a lot of doubts that the land has already been leased again. And if so, prove me that this land has just any type of meaningful oil and gas assets in it. Definitely you cannot do it. I'm not even going to watch. Looks like a waste of time. It's up to you. Andy is a shill in sheep clothing. Stop watching this dude's mood swings and videos. He's lost his marbles. Now he blames the CEO's water tool. And Drew Brew even wrote he got a mental issues. And guys, it's up to you, but these type of comments are not the best comments from you, and it describes your mental health much more than mine. So I'm sorry I can't take you anymore. I'm out and unsubscribing. So it's up to you. And I have to admit that, well, not a lot of people support me in the comment section, but if you take a look at the ratio of likes and dislikes, you can definitely see that at least 4-to-1 ratio in this part shows that well, I still have a lot of support from MMTLP community, and probably I will continue to cover this story one way or another. I want to see the resolution for the people who were trapped in this story and who think that well, it was a lot of lie from both sides of the board of directors, of authorities, of hedge funds, and even from YouTubers. And guys, take a look at my YouTube channel. You will not find that I delete any videos. If you know how to find this information, you can definitely prove my words. But all these videos were made by me in order to help you, because I'm losing money on each and every video. I'm losing my viewers. And guys, the most recent videos related to MMTLP collect just several hundreds views. It is not the highest level. Other videos collected much more views, a couple of thousands. And in this case, guys, I have to admit that I ruined my channel because of this story. It is what it is. I'm a trader, and it is not the only source of my income. It is just a tiny part that didn't cover even the expenses for the channel. But it is what it is, and see you in the next video. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag.